You can give them another clap. I mean, really. It's really great. It's just good to be alive. I think in the urn, I'm still going to be making noise. The urn's going to be jumping around. We all have our ways. So a captain of the ship is out on the bridge, and he noticed in the distance coming his way, the ship's way, some lights. And so he tells the signalman, please let them know that they need to turn 20 degrees. And it came back, no, you turn 20 degrees. And so the captain said, no, move 20 degrees. And the ship goes, you move 20 degrees. So the captain says, please tell them we are a battleship. And the signal comes back, please tell them we are a lighthouse. Immovable. Unshakable, immovable, unshakable, unstoppable. That is the energy that we carry of years of learning and lessons and process and principle, is that we can stand in grace with that immovable feeling. Being the light is more than lighting a candle once a year, or the menorah, or for a loved one. It's powerful stuff. But being the light is being a container every day, out in public, in situations, when you're talking to an employee and you use words that we don't use. Being the light is being kind and compassionate, and it's being consistent and congruent with who we are as people and as citizens, yes? So the last 4 weeks, we talked about the book about you too can be prosperous. We got ourselves kind of aligned with that and synergy with that idea that abundance is all around. Abundance is everywhere. Abundance of good or abundance of drama. Which do you live by? Because, see, the law doesn't choose for you. You choose using the law. You get that? And so, yeah, if you want abundance of drama, you have a lot of that. If you want abundance of good, you have a lot of that, as do I. And so we worked with that premise. And all week, this week, I've been getting the guidance with the election coming up, the election week on Tuesday. And I've been feeling nudged by that, by spirit. Because no, we don't do politics, but it doesn't mean we do freaking nothing. It doesn't mean we go, oh, we don't do politics. What we do at Unity is backed by a mission that we give tools that we can use so we can be immovable, unshakable, influence our families, our friends, the children that are watching, yes? And so we look for what are some of the tools that we can use and what would help us in order to stay together as a united front this week and to influence other people. So, at first, at the beginning of the week, I started getting this message to use 7 days. And so I thought, 7 days, let me explore that. And I thought about the nursery rhyme we had when we were little about Monday's child is fair of face. Remember that one? Tuesday's child is full of grace. And I thought, well, would that teach? Would it teach if we picked Monday starting tomorrow and we went with that? So I looked it up, The day you were born, Monday's child is fair of face. Tuesday's child is full of grace. Wednesday's child is full of woe. Thursday's child has far to go, depending on how you read that. If you're an abundant thinker, you go, yeah, I'm just getting started. Friday's child, loving and giving. Saturday's child works hard for a living. Child on the Sabbath on Sunday, bony and blithe. And guess what else? Good and gay. Well, I'm born on Sunday. I wish my parents had known this. It would have really helped them out. We could have saved years in therapy. I mean, I was literally shocked by that. I'm like, oh, I no wonder I work on Sunday and I'm all definitely the last two. So there you go, right? You are based on your day of the week. And I thought, well, that's kind of cute. I don't know about this group as far as really getting into nursery rhymes. You can be a real serious group sometime. I thought, well. So what I did is I remembered part of the work that as a leader of the Association of Global New Thought, that we work with the Season for Nonviolence. And I thought, well, let's pull some of that. Let's look at that. And let's talk about even the word violent. When people think the word violent or imagery of violence, they see things they've seen on the internet or in books or in the library, and they tend to think, oh, it's people going at each other, or it's raging, it's this and that. Violence is one of those words that it means different things. It can mean violating against yourself. It can mean that you know inside yourself that something isn't good to do, and you do it anyway. That's violent and violating yourself. You can be that you know you're called to say something to someone that you know, or give them some thoughts about their health, and you don't do it. It's a violation against the person that you could help. There's many levels of violence. And as Martin Luther King would say, right, one of the ways of silence is one of the ways of violence is when we are silent, when it's time or the need to speak out. So what I invoked was, obviously the Season for Nonviolence starts in the beginning of the year for 64 days. And to pick 7, I just asked, what is it that we all could use and benefit for right now? Then what I did is every day has a different word for us to tune into, for us to work with the vibration. And not only that, but for this special package today, I even made a handout for you to take home with you. I mean, over the top, right? So, day 1 tomorrow is courage. Because it's going to be some 7 days ahead, right? So, day 1 tomorrow is courage. Courage. I affirm courage in every situation. Well, often when you think about courage, or I think about courage, I think about how to have energy to face what I'm facing right now. And I say, oh, I want to muster up the courage in order to do that. I want to be strong about, well, if I did that with my family, 30 years ago, let me get the courage to face whatever comes up in my mind and in my energy today, and how things may go this week. Let me have the courage. For me, what has helped me in my life is when I am facing something, instead of just focusing on the courage to get through that, I create something bigger in my mind. I'm sure that surprises you. Example, for all the years I was just a wreck being a public speaker and didn't want to do it. Don't ever kid yourself. I didn't volunteer myself to do this. I was terrified. I didn't want to do it. But when I would speak, and then I realized this is part of my life journey, I would be so uncomfortable doing it. And so I needed courage to get through every 20-minute thing I did. And I've told you some of that story. We don't need to go there. But what did I do for real courage is I decided to become a speaking coach. For real. Next week, I became a speaking coach. When I would apply to speak all over the country about a topic they were hiring people to do, I talked about how to be a great public speaker. I overcame what I was dealing with by something bigger. I have a bigger dream for our USA, and for those of you that are listening, this is global too, because we learn from each other and we exchange. I have a much bigger vision for our world, is that we have more than one leader. We have a team of leaders, and we actually hire people that know how to do a job, like you've hired people to do a job. You know, it's not a TV show. This is real life. And I'm not showing any bias towards anybody at all. That's not my thing. But courage is so important. So even if it's that you want to get going and you want to call people and, you know, and you get all worked up and, well, it's tomorrow and it's going to be bad, it's going to be this, it's going to be good, it's going to be that. Have the courage to be immovable, unshakable. Share it with your friends. Let's have courage. And not just say lofty things, you know, that we can do in unity. It's in divine order. Let's do more than that. Because we are walking the earth, right? Does this resonate with you? Okay. So then Tuesday, when we get into the day of the 5th, we're going to be grounded. We're going to be grounded. It's like Gandhi says, when you lose sight, I'm paraphrasing, when you lose sight of planting a tree or taking care of a plant, you're already missing the deep connection with this great earth. To be grounded is about taking off your shoes, going outside, going to a park, and remembering that your feet can send roots down and bring in the molten core of the earth. People say, I don't have energy. Go barefooted. Go barefooted. You don't have energy? Go outside. Sit on the ground. Visualize the molten core of the earth pulling up through your legs, pulling up for your body. That's where I get energy from. It happens because we are made of that. And whether you are in tune with it or not, your body is likened to that of a tree. You do a live blood test, Dr. Jim will tell you, you have your blood on the, what's it called? I'm not planning to do this. What is it we look under? Yeah, we look under a microscope, sounds like, thank you. You can tell I just flow. So anyway, yeah, well, you can see incrementally what's happened to your life according to your blood. Even when you're 5, 10, so can a tree. So when we're grounded, it's about realizing that we are not here to benefit from earth. We're here to share what earth means. Do you see the difference? And so we ground ourselves. And so whatever tools you use, have them already in your toolbox on Tuesday. Okay? Have them in your toolbox. Your unity prayer, your 5 friends you can call. Just be grounded. Because again, keep in mind that the energy and your thoughts that you're putting out there, they're going. They're going. And so you want to bring it in and feel that grounded, immovable. I am a lighthouse. I am a lighthouse. A minister's wife that I replaced in Florida, they retired. She used to say, I have unshakable faith in the perfect outpicturing in this situation. And the universe is in absolute control of this right action. Yes, you want me to say it again? I have unshakable faith in the perfect outpicturing of this situation. And the universe, God, divine, creator, whatever you call it, is in absolute control of this situation. It's powerful because it lines us back up. Day 3 is acceptance. Right? Acceptance. I practice acceptance and let go. Say that with me. I practice acceptance and let go. Acceptance in a way of thinking, okay, well, we might have some more work to do. Or I'm pleased, and so now I'm going to get fully in, or whatever. But acceptance, that it's not acceptance with resentment and energy and getting all caught up in that lower vibration, but to be in a place of acceptance in that you are a lighthouse. What does that look like? That you are a peacemaker. And what does that look like? And you are called to be a leader right now. What does that look like? Being a leader doesn't mean going down to everybody else's level. It means if you are at that level, do some inner work so you can get to the next level. Yes? And Louise Hay said most of life's ailments and ailments and inflammation and things like that comes from resentment. Comes from resentment, comes from anger, comes from being angry. You know, and as I've likened to a few times, you know, we need a team time in our world. And some of us have forgotten how to have a team because we had to face the death door called COVID all by ourselves, right? Or just a couple of people. So we were forced not to play in the sandbox. We were forced not to engage. But now it's time. And communities like this ought to be popping up everywhere throughout the nation and throughout the world because we remind each other of the value of being immovable and unshakable. We are here. This is our land, too. Yes? It's our land, too. It's all of us on the collective. And so we accept, not like, oh, you just pretend like you're just happy with everything and that's wonderful. I'm not really into that. I feel like we're human beings who learn lessons, and we don't have to fluff everything. We can be engaged and involved in everything. And yes, you may not be happy with the results, except that you're not happy. But then move on to where you're going to go from there. Right? Once you receive, ta-da, if it's even Tuesday, who knows, then you move on to, okay, what do I need to learn from this, and what can I do different? Yes? So, day 4 is unity. Unity. Learning that we're all different. We're from different countries. We're from different worlds. We're from different cultures. We're from different societies. We make different choices. We have different ideas. And the best we can do for ourselves is not to overgeneralize about anything, but to work with this idea that unity includes all people from all walks of life. What does unity include? All people from all walks of life. And so we work with the capacity that we are all different. And you do tend to find in unity or science of mind or organizations, you find lots of rebels because they were free enough to move out of box thinking. They were free enough to not just say, tell me what to do and I'll fill it out. No, we use our own mind. Remember, we talked about that last week. Mind, comma, your own business. It is your own business to manage all that's going on up there. And so when we look at unity, we change this capacity of what may feel like it's working against us or for us. And we include the people that may feel a different way. You see, in America, U.S., I don't even think it should be a choice to vote. It should be required. But nobody's asked me to run for office. I don't know if it's going to happen, but you know what I'm saying. I'm not talking about the big office. No. But it is important for us to bring forth our principles. You know, somebody goes, oh, so-and-so, Mary, you don't seem to be all that worked up. And I think I know how you voted, Mary. Well, you know, it is here. This is what's happened. And I'm still going to be immovable, and I'm going to be unshakable. There is no reason whatsoever that anybody ever loses a loved one over an election. Hello. Right? We still got to share the earth. So we look at unity. We look at the energy of unity. And then day 5, we work with our mission. What is your mission? As an individual, when your light goes out, what is your mission? What does it mean to be you? What do you want people to have said about you? Easily agitated? No. Been out of shape? No. What do you want someone to affirm for you? What is the mission that guides you? Is it to bring people together? Is it to be a difference maker? Is it to be an artist? Is it to do poetry? What is the mission? And when we gather together and say, oh yes, we believe in unity and we're so grateful to unity and it's helped so many people in the world, you know, then what are we doing in the individuation of that? What are people doing to quote you? How are they quoting you? What did they hear you say? What are you about? The mission is a guiding light for me because it helps me be more laser focused, to aligning my emotions, to aligning my mind, that they're all going in the same direction. So what is your mission? Maybe it's to be a comedian, a kind comedian, a loving comedian. You know, maybe it's to make your friends laugh. You know, or like Dolly Parton, I was watching a documentary about her on YouTube, and she was saying, since I was a little girl, all I wanted to do is bring on more and more and more people because I love making people happy. It's her mission, no matter what. Doesn't mean she didn't go through challenging times. Doesn't mean she doesn't question some of the things that are happening in our world. But that's the guiding light she comes to. That's her lighthouse, is what she believes. Day 6, which is next Saturday, is coming from the energy of generosity. Generosity. The spirit of giving. The spirit of giving. In whatever way that is. Writing a handwritten note. Calling someone you haven't spoken to in a while. Doing something that's action or the spirit of life giving. Yes? I believe in generosity. Say that with me. I believe in generosity. I believe in generosity. And so it's coming from that spirit of I have more than enough to give and I'm going to share it. Saying hi to the waiter and asking them, what's your name? Where are you from? I have a friend that I every now and then will ask her, have you talked to Billy? No, they haven't called me not once. Haven't heard a thing. No, months have gone by. I even know they're back, never called me. Oh, you have one of those one-way phones. Oh, those are cheaper, yes? The one-way phone, because you can't call out on yours. You know, and we do laugh, but it is surprising that often we can be in God's waiting room waiting for something to come to us before we do anything. The downside with that is by the time it does come, if it does, there's less of it than there would have been had we been at a different level of receiving. Are you with me? So generosity, abundance, flow, connection is so important. And lifting up the room, lifting up the space, not being a taker. I'm going to go in, I'm going to sit down. I don't know, make any noise, make sure my phone is off, and watch my watch. We're done. Okay, bye. No, I'm not necessarily talking about here. If it applies, though, look at it. But it's like wherever we go, the spirit for generosity. Can I help? Can I help you get that out of the car? Is there something I can do? Chop wood, haul water is an infinite way of living life. How may I lift you today? Through spirit, through spirit. And next Sunday, when you're here, practice the spirit to honor. Honor. Honor the people you see. Look them in the eyes. Notice who they are. Look at their souls and their faces. Honor. Give them the time of your day, the space, and the energy. Often the next place you're going doesn't have what you're wanting. It's right here. Often what you're looking for, you're carrying with you, and someone else is looking for the same thing. Do we create the space of that life by honoring? So valuable. For every meal, honor the people, the farmers, all the individuals, the cooks, the whatever, the choppers, the chefs, the recipes, the people that wrote the recipes. Go deep. Honor that you have this food in front of you, and you get to celebrate that. And when you're honoring, think of the people that come to your mind that you love, and honor the USA. Honor the world. Honor the USA that we moved from the USA to the United of America. Be immovable. Be unshakable. Be united. Give the message of we are united. We are one people. We are the spirit of Ubuntu. We are the spirit of Namaste. What are we doing? We are the spirit of the collective consciousness. We are the spirit that when it comes to climate and people and homes and rivers and hurricanes and storms, who cares who belongs to what? We belong to each other. Time to grow up. Time to grow up. Be immovable, unshakable. We are the spirit of life, and we have been given the greatest opportunity to be able to live it and live it well and live it out loud. You don't have to have a microphone. You could not even say something, and we can tell what you mean. People go, I didn't say anything. We can tell. Yes? Yes. So I'm going to close with a woman's telling a story about her son that's gone to visit his uncle in New York. And he gets off of the bus depot, a little young teenager. And as he's walking down the street, he observes a couple of guys are coming around him. You know, it could be a violent situation. And they're saying, give us your wallet. And he said, no. We said, give us your wallet. We have a gun. He said, no, I'm not giving you my wallet. No. If you don't give us your wallet, well, I've got a knife. No. And he said, in a minute, they left. And his mom said, weren't you afraid? He said, yes. Yes, I was. But my wallet had my learner's permit in it. You might have some feelings going on right now. But remember, you've got your learner's permit in you. Never sacrifice principle, not even on a special occasion. Thank you for being with me today. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.